Hey guys, it's Chase, and this is another comic slash just book review because I might end up reviewing just any books I feel like. And this is my review of Ultimate Comics Spider-Man Volume 1 because I don't get just normal issues unless I only get loose issues when they're all there and I buy them all at once. Otherwise, I'll just get the volume. So yeah. So it's just issues 1 through 5, and it's about Miles Morales, something like that. And it's about pretty much new Spider-Man. For those of you who don't know, they made Brian Michael Bendis, I guess, I don't know, the writer for Amazing Spider-Man, or Ultimate Spider-Man, which is Brian Michael Bendis, I'm assuming he created the character. He's pretty much a black Hispanic kid who gets bitten by a spider and becomes the new Spider-Man. But that's the premise for the book. So what I really like about this, just before I go over the story and everything, is he doesn't get bitten after Peter Parker dies in the Ultimate Universe. Yeah, Peter died. For those of you who don't know, Peter Parker died in the Ultimate Universe. Sorry for my stuttering. I'm just kind of tired. So now I really like that, how he was bitten before, and then Miles actually sees Peter die. So for the whole story of the thing, Miles goes to hang out with his uncle, who's pretty much a bad guy. Not a bad guy, but he's a bad guy is the thing. Like Wreck-It Ralph, he does bad things, but he's not a bad guy. He's a thief, but he's good. He's a good man, sort of. Alright, how do I explain this? Robin Hood, except he doesn't give to the poor, he gives to himself, which is technically the poor. But, so Miles is hanging out with his uncle and everything, and his uncle brought home a bunch of goods from Oscorp, and while he was in Oscorp stealing a bunch of crap, a spider went into the bag that he was putting the goods in. And while Miles was hanging out with his uncle, the spider crawled out and bit him, and it gave him the spider powers. Well, he passes out, his uncle freaks out, but Miles wakes up, everything's cool, he just feels like lightheaded and shit like that. And then Miles' dad comes in, he's like, "What the fuck you doing with your uncle, bitch?" And he goes off starts yelling. Miles' dad starts yelling at Miles' uncle, and Miles kind of runs off. And then weird stuff happens, like he jumps over a crowd of people, like a certain arachnid-based hero. And then he disappears and uses camouflage, like a certain arachnid-based hero in a TV show that didn't last more than one season because of Pokemon was more popular than it. And then his dad catches up with him, and he's all like, "Your uncle is cool, I guess. He saved my life, blah, 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 but he's a crook. I don't want you hanging around with him." And Miles is all like, "Alright," but then, he's freaked out about his powers and everything. So, he goes to his best friend, and his name's Ganke. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Ganke. And he's all like, "Watch this," and he tries to disappear, and then Ganke says the funniest shit of, like, super funny shit. He's all like, "Are you trying to take a dump?" And he's like, "No," just like, and then he uses like this little power that he's got that's different from Spider-Man's, is the venom thingy, to where he touches things and it like shocks him and it explodes. So he does that to Ganke's Legos, and he's all like, "What the fuck? I was building that for a while," and shit. And he's all like, "Dude, you're a mutant." He's like, "What? I'm a mutant?" And I don't read a lot of Ultimate comics. The only other Ultimate comic I've read, this is kind of just something real quick. The only other Ultimate comic I've read is Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 11, which is the Carnage one, just because I'm a I'm kind of gay for Carnage. But, from what I've read on Wikipedia and stuff, the Ultimate Universe doesn't take too kindly to mutants. I don't know if that's true in the normal Marvel Universe. I don't know if mutants are more accepted in that universe, but I'm pretty sure the Ultimate Universe doesn't like mutants at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure Deadpool in the Ultimate Universe kills mutants or something like that. Don't quote me on this because I don't read Ultimate Comics that much. I just picked this up because it's like, hey, it's the new Spider-Man. Maybe I'll start reading. And I did, and I liked it. But, so he's afraid that he's a mutant because everyone's all like, oh, all mutants should be locked up and shit like that. But then he finds out, then Gonkei's all like, he finds out that, oh, Miles tells Gonkei that I was bitten by a spider, and he's like, oh, you weren't born with the X gene, you were injected with it. So, a bunch of other stuff happens. He gets into like this magnet school or trade school or something like that. There's like everyone's huddled out into the gymnasium because shit's going down. This is during the whole, I don't know what it was, the story arc going around in the Ultimate Comics when Spider-Man was shot, something like that. I don't know what it's called because I haven't read it. I want to read it eventually, but poor student problems. I don't have any money to buy it. So Spider-Man's been shot. Everyone's all like freaking out, and then Miles is all like, "Hey, Gonkei, cover for me." And then he just goes out and runs around and watches Peter pretty much die. And then he goes to Peter Parker's funeral, and he's all like, "Hey, Gwen." Well, he doesn't say that because he doesn't know who Gwen Stacy is, but he asks Gwen. He's like, "Hey, why did Peter become a hero?" And she's all like, "Because his uncle died and he felt guilty for it and stuff." And he's like, "Why did you wear the mask?" And Gwen tells him why he wore the mask: to keep his identity safe and because it looked cool. And then, Gonkei, I'm probably skipping over some things, but they're minor things since I don't remember them. Gonkei comes to Miles, is like, "Hey, I have this Halloween costume. It's a Spider-Man Halloween costume. You want to wear it? Be like a superhero and stuff?" He's like, "Isn't that in bad taste? The guy just died." And he's all like, "No, you're honoring the dude." So he goes out and fights this guy named Kangaroo. He kicks his ass. And everyone's making jokes like, "Oh, that's in bad taste." I'm like, that's kind of funny. And then he goes out again in the costume, and Spider-Woman beats him up because he's like, "Who are you?" And he won't give him an answer because he's freaking out, I guess. And he wakes up in S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury is all like talking to him, and then the next day at school he receives a package from Nick Fury, which is his new suit, which is the black and red suit, which I think looks cooler than Spider-Man's normal suit, but I'm loyal to the normal suit because I'm a geek. Now that is the story told by me, and I know I'm not that good at storytelling because I kind of just go over it, and then I just kind of, what's the word? I don't know. I kind of change what they say, but it's the same basic premise. Like, I don't know. I'm not that good at going over the story, but I do it anyway, just so you know what the basic gist of the story is about. And the way I do it's kind of spoiler heavy, so sorry about that. But my opinions on the comic is it's really good. I haven't read Ultimate Spider-Man other than Volume 11, and that wasn't very, I don't know how to describe it. This one seems different, very different. In fact, I like it. In fact, it seems more relatable to me since Miles Morales is a 13-year-old boy, and I too am a 13-year-old boy, so it's kind of like, oh, 13-year-old superhero. They found a way to make Spider-Man more relatable to some of his younger fans, which is awesome, and people who want an older Spider-Man can go just read Amazing, but I hear that's like ending for issue 700, but then there's like the the superior Spider-Man. I don't know, comics confuse me. But yeah, I can definitely see how people wouldn't like this cuz oh, he's too young, he doesn't really appeal to me. Or and if you don't read it cuz he's black, you're kind of racist. Just saying. It's all like, I'm not racist, but I don't like the new Spider-Man because he's black. And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of racist. But, yeah, stumbling over my words again. But, I really like it. I'm looking forward to getting Volume 2 when I have the money. And his costume is very badass. And he does look like Obama. He looks like Obama. America. And there's another thing I want to talk about that actually pretty much got me into the new Ultimate Spider-Man, which is the Spider-Man miniseries. That I actually got every single issue instead of just getting it in a graphic novel trade form. So that shall be my next review. So yeah. This comic's good. You should pick it up if you're a Spider-Man fan. If you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't really want a younger Spider-Man. It's totally cool. It's not like, not yet has there been 13-year-old boy problems other than his dad being kind of a dick, being like, you can't hang out with your uncle, and like, whatever. But, I can definitely see them putting 13-year-old boy problems into this. I don't know what they'd put, because I don't really have any problems myself as a 13-year-old boy. But, if you don't want to get it because he's young, I'd say go for it. The youngness doesn't really take over, because while reading it, he sounds like, when he's in costume, he sounds like a 20-year-old Spider-Man in my head. That's kind of how I viewed Ultimate Peter Parker too, in costume. I mean, when he takes the costume off, or when he's standing next to a hero, you can tell he's younger. But, like, I couldn't even tell until someone mentioned that he's 15. I always thought he was, like, 20 in the Ultimate Universe. But, there I go, talking about random shit again. So, yeah, get this comic. Unless, you hate black people, and then I would say to skip out on it.